Do you think it's time for new leadership in the Senate, given the recent vote?
I just think we have to do better. I think we have to do better. And we have to have that conversation collectively, because if we continue to split, if we continue to deliver them 8, 10, 12 votes, you're ultimately putting this president and his caucus in the Senate in charge, instead of putting the people in charge, who have been very clear with us. They want us to fight. So listen, I think we're going to have some hard, tough conversations in our caucus, but this isn't a problem that one person can solve. This is a problem that the 47 of us collectively have to solve. But no, of course, this is a question that involves all of us being better and more coordinated, but it's also a question that will require sharper, firmer leadership as well.
We have another question with no name. What do you think is the winning issue for Democrats in 2026 and 2028?
Well, I previewed for you a little bit what my theory is. Donald Trump has exposed himself as a fake populist. Right? He said he was going to break up concentrated power, that he was going to deliver salvation to poor people in this country, and he's done nothing. He's just made your life more miserable. He's increased your costs. He's only focused on helping himself and his billionaire Mar-a-Lago cronies. Okay, that's an opportunity, but only if we seize upon it. The problem is this party has been addicted to incremental change, solutions that aren't as big as the problems that people face. And it is part of what has made us illegitimate in major parts of this country. How can you say you're the party of poor people when poor people don't vote for you? I mean, like that's where we are today. And it's in part because the ideas we have just aren't big enough. Right? $2, $3 increase in the minimum wage, that doesn't help everybody. A living minimum wage in this country is $20 or more. Right? We talk about level playing field between the unions and management. No, we should tip the playing field towards unions. Everybody in this country should have the opportunity, an easy opportunity, to join a union, to find collective solidarity, to bargain for better wages, for better working conditions. What was our message on prescription drugs? You probably can't remember it. It was that we're going to use the bulk purchasing power of Medicare to negotiate down the price of the 10 most expensive. You've lost, right? You've lost people. Cap the price of every single drug in this country. Limit the profits of the drug industry. Take these advertisements off the TV stations, right? There are some simple. Be a party that robustly confronts concentrated economic power. Recognize that there's a reason why Bernie Sanders is the only person that draws 70,000 people. And have ideas that are big enough to meet the moment. Now, you hear me talking about costs, about economics, about the structure of our economy. That's the other thing we need to do, is just be laser-like focused. Whether you support Mamdani or not, he told you the path, which is to answer every question by talking about costs. And so if we're a party that is talking about breaking up concentrated economic power, unrigging the economy, and putting people back in charge of their democracy, unrigging our democracy, if we're talking about those two things, man, our coalition is big. Our coalition is big, and all those Republicans who now are starting to scratch their head and wonder if this guy really cares about anybody other than himself, they're going to feel a lot more welcome in the Democratic Party if we are talking every single day about those two twin issues. Okay, now here's the rub. Yeah, it means we're going to be a little bit of a bigger tent party, right? It means that we might have to be more comfortable than we are right now, having people in the tent that might not agree with us on all the social and cultural issues, that might not agree with me on guns, but if they're signed up for those two projects, unrig the economy, deconstruct concentrated power, and de-rig the democracy, then I want you in. I want you voting for us. I want you to be part of our coalition. Maybe I want to even nominate you to run for office. That's a hard conversation because this party has become kind of addicted to litmus tests, like lots of them. And that made us a pretty ideologically pure party, but it made us a losing party. And And so that's my prescription: is be laser-like focused on the economy and on democracy. Open up the aperture of who we're letting in, and don't be afraid to directly confront corporate power, consolidated power, and don't be afraid to have big ideas.